Howdy, folks. So about 4 years ago, I bought these. These are AKG K550 studio reference headphones, and these have pretty much gone down as the best headphones I've ever purchased. Much better than the Shure. I think they were SRH 440s I had before this, and they've got a great soundstage, good frequency response. They're very comfortable. I mean, the cord's nice and long. I just like these. They're generally very well done, and the price point it's gone down since when I bought these, but they're very reasonably priced for I think what you get. But unfortunately, the one thing that is kind of wrong with these is the pads, of course, wear out, and AKG surprisingly does not actually sell you direct replacement ear pads for this pair of headphones. So when this starts to happen and they start to flake and kind of just get nasty pretty much, you have to turn to a third-party manufacturer to get these pads. And of course, being third-party, they're not going to be exactly what what was on there when you originally bought the headphones. So I looked around, and there's not a hell of a lot of options, and a lot of them are quite different from the originals. And I ended up purchasing these, and I'll pop in where I bought them from. I bought them off Amazon, and they arrived relatively quickly, and they're definitely, clearly not the same. But I mean, I heard that these were sort of the closest thing you could get. So I want to just put these on and give it a shot at least. I mean, worst case scenario, if I don't ruin these taking these off, I can just go back to these and keep looking for something else. So pretty much all you get is just a plastic bag, a plastic spudger, which I'm not entirely sure how this is going to be useful, but I'm going to find out. I guess, worst case scenario, I can use this to prise open some mobile phones and stuff. But anyway, these pads, first of all, they're not the same depth as the originals. So if that's about as good as I can get it. So you can see they're about almost up to half a centimeter narrower or thinner. And they are narrower when you look at them. It's probably easiest to see this side by side. But this distance here is little bit less on these, and the padding on the back, this mesh here, is quite a bit thinner than what you see on the original pads. Of course, there's also no left-right marking, but if you've owned these headphones long enough to wear out the pads, you probably know which side is left and right by now, hopefully. The backs, at least this one, you can see it's not, they didn't do a very good job of getting it straight, whereas this one is okay, but yeah, this one's kind of wonky. It's not going to matter that much, but obviously the quality is not terribly great. You can just feel the quality is definitely just not there. But the big thing that you notice immediately is the feel of the actual fake leather itself. Running your finger around these is very smooth and very slippery, and I think to some extent that's me wearing them out, but to some extent they were originally very soft and supple, whereas this, it's definitely a lot more rough, and there's a lot more friction, a lot more grippiness as you go around. So I'm not sure how that's going to wear in, but hopefully, with a little bit of getting used to, these can be as good as the originals. So the first task, of course, is to get these off without ruining these pads. So what I'm just going to do is just basically pull. Now I can feel there's a plastic ring. I'm not sure if you can see this, but there's a plastic ring in the original pads, which does not exist in the new pads. The new pads they're basically fabric all along the back. There's a little bit of stiffening, but there's no defined plastic ring like what's in these. So I'm not sure how that'll affect getting them on and off, but we'll find out. So getting them off is going to be the easy part. Yeah, so you can see definitely different material, and there's not a very large area to put this plastic groove in here, whereas there's a lot more space. These are just generally a lot bigger. These are going to be a lot more of a tight fit. So, in case you've never seen what the inside of the K550s looks like, not very interesting. Just got a little bit of that hard plastic sort of melted on there with the driver. They're closed back, so there's nothing really interesting to see. Now, of course, because they're not labeled, you can put them on pretty much any way. And even though they don't actually look round, this to me looks like it's longer in this direction than this direction. The actual headphone itself is round, so it doesn't matter what orientation you put this on in. So this, I might end up fast forwarding this because I feel like this is going to take me a while. And there you go. So that's one pad replaced. So the technique that I found works the best is basically you just put it on this back side so that the area where it's starting to go into the groove is on the top, and you just put your fingers inside, lift up to get it into the groove, and then you can just basically rotate the cup and continue this, so you don't even have to let go. You can just keep rotating it until it's all the way around. That's, I guess, one advantage, because I remember when I replaced the pads on my previous pair of headphones, which were oval shaped, it was a hell of a lot more difficult than that. And that was with factory pads. Shure did actually make replacements. So that actually was a hell of a lot easier than I expected. So I'm pretty happy about that. So now you can kind of see the difference with one old pad and one new pad. Obviously this is a lot wrinklier, so the look is going to change, of course. Let me, I'm just going to put this on. It's actually not bad. I feel I'd be okay with that. One of the big issues that I kind of had with these pads was my ears would actually kind of rub against the insides here. And because these are just that little bit bigger on the inside, that seems to alleviate that issue. So these may actually be better at the end of the day. And my ears would sometimes touch this back piece here. And it doesn't appear to do that, even though these are thinner pads. So that was my big worry, and it seems that that's not the case. So very quickly, I will replace the other side as well. Yeah, these have definitely seen better days. Yeah, probably easier this way. I'm right-handed. No, maybe this way. Okay, so I've just realized something. First of all, if you're changing these pads, I would recommend you change the left one first, like I did, because it's a hell of a lot easier to change the other one than this one. And the reason why is I've just been going around and I've realized that this notch on the other side here is actually what's preventing me from getting this whole pad on. So you pretty much have to have the notch facing you as you rotate it, or otherwise it just sort of undoes what you just did and it'll just spin around indefinitely. So yeah, you've kind of got to deal with, yeah, because you've got to keep getting it over that notch. It's very annoying. Okay, so there it is. That's the repadded AKG K550s, and they look pretty good. They definitely don't look the same, but I mean, they look better now that there's no fraying, and putting them on, there's definitely a lot more room around my ears. I can definitely move them up and down and front to back a lot more than I used to be able to. But they still seem to seal well. And I'll have to do a long wear test, and I'll probably update the description of the video with how I think of these after wearing them for a week or so. But yeah, this totally, I don't know what the hell this is for, but hey, it's a free spudger, so I'm not complaining. I'll use it for teardowns of other stuff. But yeah, overall I'm happy with them. I mean, they allow you to get more life out of the K550s, and I think these are great headphones. I mean, if AKG sold these pads, they'd pretty much be the ultimate headphones, and I don't know why you'd ever replace them. Maybe that's why they're not selling these, just so that you buy new headphones. I don't know, because these are built pretty well, so I don't know. So I've had a listen to them, and I've got to say, these pads really make a lot more of a difference to the sound than I would have expected, and not necessarily in a good way. The high-end response appears to be down, and there appears to be a lot more low-end, a lot more reverberation. So I think it's possible that the larger cavity in here is possibly acting like a resonant chamber. I don't know that much about acoustics, but it definitely sounds very different. I mean, you could put these on me blindfolded, and I probably wouldn't be able to tell you that they were a K550. I mean, I listened to these with these pads, did the video about an hour later, and listened to them again, and they sound very different. I can assure you that. So that's one of the things that I really liked about the K550s was the sound. Of course, I tuned my sound card, adjusted the op amps and everything accordingly for the way I want it to sound. But I'm gonna have to try and get used to this. And if I don't, if I just can't get used to it, I may end up putting these back on and trying to find something else. Maybe someone with a broken pair that I can take the pads from, something like that maybe. But yeah, I was not expecting that. So definitely the sound does change. So just be prepared. It might be also the fact that this is a much harder material than this, so it's reflecting sound waves rather than absorbing them. So yeah, I was not expecting to have to mention that, but yes, the sound does change in tone, definitely. So anyway, hopefully this was interesting and helpful. Thanks for watching.